Morning everyone. Good morning. How are you all? Hope you all are fine. Right. Are you doing the homeworks and classworks assignments properly? I'm believing that you are doing well. Right. Today we are going to start the unit 4. Okay. Right. Let's start the unit 4. The topic is work, energy and power. Work, energy and power. Okay. Let's see in this lesson about the definition of work, okay, and the work done by a constant force and the work done by a variable force, okay, and the various types of energies, okay, and let's see about the law of conservation of energy, vertical circular motion, definition of power, various types of collision. Okay, in this lesson we are going to see about the work, energy and power. Okay, right. Okay, what is a work, what is the energy and what is power? Let us see one by one. Okay, nowadays the term work, okay, work is used in a diverse content in every day of life. Okay, each and every day we say I'm having a work, I have to complete that work, I'm having homework, I'm having to attend the online classes. Okay, each and every day the word works comes in our daily life. Okay, it refers to both physical as well as mental work. Okay, it refers to both physical as well as mental work. Okay, right. In fact, any activity can generally be called as work. Okay, in fact, any activity, okay, any activity that can be generally called as work. Okay, but in physics the term work is related as a physical quantity. Okay, in physics, the term work is treated as a physical quantity with a precise definition. Okay, work is said to be done by the force when the force applied on a body that displaces it. Okay, right. To do your work, energy is required. Right. To do your work, energy is required. Okay, in simple words, energy is defined as the ability to do work. Okay, energy is defined as the ability to do work. Okay, so work and energy are equivalents and have the same direction. Okay, the work and energy are equivalents and have same dimension. Okay, right. What is energy? Energy in physics exists in different forms such as mechanical, electrical, thermal and nuclear, like that, so on. So mechanical energy, electrical energy, thermal energy, nuclear energy, like that, energy is having many forms. Okay, so many machines consume one form of energy and deliver energy in a different form. Okay, in many machineries, okay, it consumes one form of energy and it delivers another form of energy. Okay, right. In this chapter we deal mainly with mechanical energy. Okay, in this chapter we mainly deal about the mechanical energy. Okay, this mechanical energy is of two types. Okay, that is kinetic energy and potential energy. Okay, right. So the next quantity in this sequence of discussion is the rate of work done or the rate of energy delivered. Okay. So the rate of work done is called the power. Rate of work done is called the power. A powerful strike in cricket, okay, that refers to hit on the ball at a fast rate. So this chapter aims at developing a good understanding of three physical quantities, that is the work, energy and power, right? Okay. Let's say, what is energy? Energy is the ability to do work. Okay, if we are going to do a work, we should have some ability. Okay, that ability is called the energy. Okay, there is a law for the conservation of energy. Okay, the law says that energy cannot be destroyed or energy cannot be created, but it is converted from one form to another. It is converted from one form to another form, right? Right. Kinetic energy. Okay. That energy is expressed as half mv square. Half mv square. Okay. Next, gravitational potential energy. So, gravitational potential energy is mgh. That is mass into gravity into height. Okay. Right. This energy is stored in an object due to its position in a gravitational field. Okay. Next, what is the work? The product of force and distance that moved in the direction of force. Product of force and distance that is moved in the direction of force. So that is the cos theta. Okay, the direction of force, that is the cos theta. Okay, horizontal component. Next, what is the power? Power is the rate of doing work divided by the energy transfer. So power is equal to work done by time. Power is equal to work done by time. Okay, or force into velocity. See, what is work? Okay, we will see the work in a mathematical expression. We will see the work in a mathematical expression, right? Let us consider a force. Okay, let us consider a force F that is acting on a body which moves by a displacement, in some direction. Okay, so the expression for work done by the force on the body is mathematically written as force into displacement. Force into displacement. Okay, here the product F into dr is a scalar product. Okay, product F into dr is a scalar product, that is the dot product. Okay, the scalar product of two vectors is a scalar. Thus, the work done is a scalar quantity. Work done is a scalar quantity. Okay, understood. So it has only magnitude. Okay, the work done is having only the magnitude. It is not having any direction. So in SI system, the unit of work done is Newton meter, or it is represented by joule. Okay, do you understood? Right. Let's see the different cases of work done. Okay, different cases of work done. So work done equal to, that is W work is equal to F into cos theta into D. Okay, where F is the force and D is the displacement. Okay, and the angle theta is defined as the angle between the force and the displacement vector. Right, let us see work done is 0 in the following cases. Okay, there is a constant force which can do a positive, negative or zero work. It can do a negative work, positive work and zero work depending upon the angle between the force and the displacement. Okay, so if when the angle, okay, is between 0 to 90 degree, okay, then the work is positive. When the angle is between 90 to 180 degree, then the work is negative. Okay, when the angle is equal to 90 degree, the work is 0. The work is 0. Okay, you understood? Right. So when the force is 0, okay, when the force is 0, for example, a body, okay, moving on a horizontal smooth frictionless surface. Okay, body is moving on a horizontal smooth frictionless surface. So it will continue to do as no force. Do no force, that is acting along the plane. That is acting along the plane. Okay, so that is the ideal situation. Okay, now when the displacement is 0. Okay, first of all, we have seen the force is 0. Now the displacement is 0. For example, when the force is applied on a rigid wall, it does not produce any displacement. Okay, when the force is applied on a rigid wall, it does not produce any displacement. Hence, the work done is 0. Hence, the work done is 0. Okay. Now, when the force and the displacement are perpendicular, that is theta equal to 90 degree to each other. So when a body moves on a horizontal direction, the gravitational force, that is mg, it does not work on the body. Okay, it adds right angles to the displacement. So in a circular motion, the centripetal force does not work on the object moving on a circle, as it is always perpendicular to the displacement. Okay, so there are many examples for negative work done by a force. So in a football game, okay, there is a goalkeeper. Okay, he will catch the ball that is coming towards him by applying a force such that the force is applied in a direction that is opposite to that of the motion of the ball till it comes to the rest in his hand. So during the time of applying the force, he does a negative work as a ball. Okay, so there are negative work done. Okay. Now work done by a constant force. Okay, work done by a constant force. Okay, constant force means it is constant. Okay, it is not changing, it is not varying, it is same over the all applied. Okay, so when a constant force F, okay, see there is a object and a man is giving a force, that is a constant force, that is the force is acting on the body. Okay, now the small work done, that is small work done, that is dW, that is small work done by the force in the producing a small displacement. Okay, that is dW equal to F cos theta into d theta. Now we are going to find the total work done by integrating, okay, by the initial position to the final position. Okay, now what happens? So in this case, the work done will be constant. In this case, the work done will be constant. Okay, so there are many problems based upon it. Okay, okay, I will give you a simple example. Okay, a mass. Okay, a mass. Okay, object mass of 1 kg that is sliding from a top to bottom in a frictionless inclined plane of angle theta. Okay, problem 4.3. Okay, and the length of the inclined plane is 10 meter, that is shown in the figure. Now you are asked to calculate the work done by the gravitational force and the normal force on the object. Okay, so according to Newton's second law, the force acting on the mass along the inclined plane, that is F equal to mg sine theta, mg sine theta. Now note that this force is constant throughout the motion of the mass. This force is constant throughout the motion of the mass. Now the work done by the parallel component of a gravitational force, that is given by W equal to F d cos theta, where F is the force and D is the displacement, cos theta is the angle. Cos theta is the angle. So we have to apply this formula. So W into force is 1 into 1 kg into 10. That is the distance, and the angle sine theta 30 degree. Okay, we can find the work done, that is 50 joule. So this formula is used to find the problems. Okay, now I will teaching you the concept and you have to apply the formula in the problems. Okay, this is the work done by constant force. Now work done by variable force. Okay, constant force means the same force all over the object. Okay, constant force is the like that, and variable force means the different types of forces. Variable force means different forces. Okay, right. Now when the component, okay, when the component of a variable force F that is acting on a body, okay, when the component of a variable force F that acts on a body, the small work done by the force in producing a small displacement dr, that is given by the relation dW equal to F cos theta into dr, where F cos theta is the component of variable force, where F and theta are variables. Now the total work done for a displacement from initial position to final position, that is given by the relation W equal to dW equal to F cos theta R. Okay, see the graphical representation of the work done by a variable force. The area under the graph is the work done by the variable force. Okay, the area, okay, that is marked, no, that is the work done by the variable force. Okay, so when the force was constant, we wrote F equal to delta dx. So for variable force, we find the area by integrating. Okay, integrating, that is f of x into dx. So we will get the answer F cos theta into dr. Right? Now what is energy? So energy is defined as the capacity to do work. Energy is the ability to do work. Energy is defined as the capacity to do work. So in other words, work done is the manifestation of energy. Work done is the manifestation of energy. Okay, so that is why work and energy have the same direction. Work and energy have the same direction. Okay, the important aspects of energy is that for an isolated system, the sum of all forms of energy, that is, the total energy remains the same in any process, that is, irrespective of whatever internal changes may take place. Okay, so this means that the energy disappearing in one form, it will reappear in another form. So this is known as the law of conservation of energy. So in this chapter, we shall take only about the mechanical energy, that is kinetic energy and potential energy. Okay, mechanical energy is classified into kinetic energy and potential energy. Okay, right. The energy that is possessed by a body due to its motion, that is called the kinetic energy. Energy possessed by a body due to its motion is called the kinetic energy. Next, the energy that is possessed by the body by virtue of its position, that is called the potential energy. Right? The SI unit of energy is work done or joule. So the dimension of energy is ml square t to the power minus 2. Right? So energy is the ability to do work. Okay. Forms of mechanical energy is kinetic energy and potential energy. Okay. Further, potential energy is classified into gravitational energy and elastic energy. Right. This kinetic energy is the energy of an object that is due to its motion. Okay. Kinetic energy of a moving object is directly proportional to its mass and square of its velocity. Kinetic energy of a moving object is directly proportional to its mass and square of its velocity. Okay. Right. What is kinetic energy? This kinetic energy is the energy that possessed by the body by virtue of its motion. All moving objects have kinetic energy. Okay. A body that is in motion has the ability to do work. For example, a hammer kept at rest on a nail does not push the nail into the wood. Okay, a body in motion has the ability to do work. For example, there is a hammer that is kept at rest on a nail. Okay, that does not push the nail into the wood. Whereas the same hammer, when strikes the nail, draws the nail into the wood. Okay, so kinetic energy is measured by the amount of work that the body can perform before it comes to rest. Okay, so the amount of work done by a moving body depends both on the mass of the body and magnitude of its velocity. So a body which is not in uniform motion, does not have kinetic energy. Do you understood? So kinetic energy is the energy that is in motion. So moving water and wind are good examples of kinetic energy. Okay, moving water and the wind are good examples of kinetic energy. Next, this kinetic energy includes electrical, radiant, thermal and sound energy. Okay. Now, work kinetic energy theorem. This is a very important theorem. Okay. Now, work and energy are equivalence. Work and energy are equivalence. Okay, this is true in the case of kinetic energy. This is true in case of kinetic energy also. So to prove this, let us consider a body of mass m. Okay, that is at rest on a frictionless horizontal surface. Frictionless horizontal surface. Okay, the work done by the constant force for a displacement s in the same direction, W equal to Fs. So the constant force is given by the equation F equal to ma. So apply Newton's second law, that F equal to ma. Okay, F equal to ma. Now the third equation of motion we have studied already, no? Equations of motion. Okay, so the third equation of motion, that is v square. Okay, in the second unit itself we have seen the equations of motion. Okay, so that is v square equal to u square plus 2as. V square equal to 2as. So that a is written as v square minus u square plus 2s. Okay, so a equal to v square minus u square by 2s. So here this acceleration is written as m into v square minus v naught square by 2x. Okay, so finally the work done is W equal to Fwx. Okay, so what happened? That mass m into x. Okay, see here F equal to ma. Okay, so m into ஆக்சலரேஷனுக்கு வந்து எங்க இருந்து வேல்யூ எடுத்திருக்காங்க தேர்ட் ஈக்குவேஷன் ஆஃப் மோஷன்ல v ஸ்கொயர் ஈக்குவல் டு u ஸ்கொயர் பிளஸ் 2as ஃபார்முலால அந்த 2as ல இருந்து a வை எடுத்து a ஈக்குவல் டு என்ன வருது v ஸ்கொயர் மைனஸ் u ஸ்கொயர் பை 2s வருமா அதை இதுல சப்ஸ்டிட்யூட் பண்ணிருக்காங்க. ஓகேவா? சோ இனிஷியல் வெலாசிட்டியை வந்து u னு அங்க படிச்சிருப்போம், இதுல v நாட் னு ரெப்ரசன்ட் பண்ணிருக்காங்க, s க்கு பதிலா x கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. தட்ஸ் ஆல். நெக்ஸ்ட் வொர்க் டன்க்கு என்ன ஃபார்முலா w ஈக்குவல் டு fx. ஓகே, சோ f க்கு நம்ம கண்டுபிடிச்சது, நெக்ஸ்ட் இன்டு ஒரு x பண்றோம் ஈக்குவல் டு x. ஓகே, now by solving, okay, what happens? mv square. Okay, 1 by 2 முன்னால வந்துருது, that mv square minus mv naught square, half mv square minus half mv naught square. Okay, now we now define the kinetic energy of the object. So k equal to half mv square, k equal to half mv square. This is the equation. Okay, this is the expression for kinetic energy. Okay, very easy. So by this definition, the work done on the object is simply equal to the change in the object's kinetic energy. This is the work kinetic energy theorem. Okay, so this implies that work done by the force on the body changes the kinetic energy of the body. This is called the work kinetic energy theorem. Right? So the work kinetic energy theorem implies the following. So if the work done by the force on the body is positive, then its kinetic energy increases. Right? So if the work done by the force on the body is negative, then its kinetic energy decreases. If there is no work done by the force on the body, then there is no change in its kinetic energy, which means that the body has moved at constant speed that provides mass that remains constant. Okay. Now the relationship between momentum and kinetic energy. So formula for kinetic energy is half mv square, and for momentum p equal to mv. Right? Now k equal to mv square, isn't it? Right. So half mv square into m by m. What is that? m cancel பண்ணா 1 தானே. So சும்மா m ஆல multiply பண்றோம், m into m for the purpose. Okay, so here half mv square into what? m 2 m இருக்கா, so m square v square கீழ ஒரு m. Right? இப்போ mv the whole square by 2m. So mv na என்னது? p, that is momentum. So p square by m. So therefore kinetic energy க்கு momentum குள்ள relation என்னது? k equal to p square by 2m. k equal to p square by 2m. Okay, have you understood? Right? Or object of mass m that is moving in a velocity v. Now kinetic energy க்கு momentum க்கு என்ன relation? எப்படி இந்த formula வருது? k equal to p square by 2m னா அதோட relation between the kinetic energy and momentum. So எப்படி இந்த formula வந்துச்சு அப்படினா, kinetic energy வந்து half mv square, momentum வந்து mv. So இந்த ரெண்டையும் வச்சு என்ன பண்றோம்னா k equal to half mv square. இப்போ m ஆல மேலயும் கீழயும் மல்டிப்ளை பண்றோம். m divided by m னா the answer is 1. So mv கிடைக்கணும்ங்கிறதுக்காக m by m ஆல பண்ணும்போது, so அது மல்டிப்ளை பண்ணுங்க, m square v square divided by m. Now mv the whole square போட்டுடலாமா? கீழ 2m. So mv னா என்னது? p. So p square by m. Therefore k equal to p square by 2m. Now potential energy. Okay, the potential energy of a body is associated with its position and configuration with respect to the surroundings. Okay, so this is because the various forces that is acting on the body also depends on the position and configuration. Right? Now the potential energy of an object at a point P is defined as the amount of work done by external force, okay, in a moving object at constant velocity from the point O to the final point P. So initial location to the final location. So there are various types of potential energy. Okay, so the energy that is possessed by the body due to gravitational force gives rise to gravitational potential energy. Next, the energy due to spring force and other similar forces that gives rise to elastic potential energy. Now the energy due to electrostatic force on charges that gives rise to electrostatic potential energy. And you understood? So gravitational potential energy and elastic potential energy. Okay, we will see. So the gravitational potential energy. What is gravitational potential energy? Let us see. Okay, so this potential energy is equal to mg into h. So mg is the mass. Okay, mass into gravity, that is the weight. Okay, so potential energy equal to weight into height. Okay, that's all. This is the potential energy. Gravitational potential energy. Okay, so the gravitational potential energy at some height h, that is equal to the amount of work that is required to take the object from ground to height. So let us consider a body of mass m that is moved, okay, from ground to height. So that is the gravitational force, okay, that is the gravitational force. Now the potential energy stored in the object is defined through the work done by the external force. So which is positive. So physically this implies that the agency which is applying the external force is transferring the energy to the object, which is then stored as a potential energy. So if the object is allowed to fall from a height h, then stored potential energy is converted into kinetic energy. Okay, right, do you understood? So the gravitational potential energy is equal to mgh, where m is the mass and g is the acceleration due to gravity and h is the distance or height, the position. Okay, that's all. This is the gravitational potential energy. Now elastic potential energy. Elastic potential energy. So when a spring is elongated, okay, when a spring is elongated, it develops a restoring force, okay. When a spring is elongated, it develops a restoring force. Now the potential energy possessed by a spring, okay, due to a deforming force which stresses or compresses the spring, that is termed as a elastic potential energy. Now the work done by the applied force against the restoring force of the spring is stored in so the work done to stretch or to compress the spring, that is called the elastic potential energy. A force that is applied to compress the spring or a force or a work done to stretch the compressed spring, that is the elastic potential energy. So consider a spring mass system. So let us assume a mass m that is lying on a smooth horizontal table. Okay, that is where x is equal to 0 in the equilibrium position. So one end of the spring is attached to a rigid wall and the other end to the mass. So as long as the spring remains in an equilibrium position, its potential energy is 0. So there is a restoring force that is called the spring force that is developed in the spring, which tries to bring back the mass back to its original position. Okay, so if the initial position is not 0, and if the mass is changed from position x1 to xf, so u equal to half k into xf square minus xi square. Okay. See the comparison between the conservative and non-conservative forces. Okay. What are conservative force and what are non-conservative forces? Okay, let me tell. A force is said to be a conservative force if the work done by the body or against the force in the body depends only on the initial and final position, okay, and not on the nature of the path. That is called the conservative force. Okay, the examples for conservative forces are elastic force, spring force, electrostatic force, magnetic force and gravitational force. And non-conservative force is a force that is said to be a non-conservative if the work done by or against the force in moving a body depends upon the path between the initial and final position. So it means the value of the work done is different for different path. You understood? So frictional forces are non-conservative forces and viscous forces are also non-conservative forces. Okay, let's see the comparison between the conservative and non-conservative forces. So in conservative forces, work done is independent of path. In non-conservative forces, work done depends upon the path. Right? Work done in a round trip is 0. In work done in a round trip is not 0 for conservative. And total energy remain constant in conservative, but non-conservative energy is dissipated as heat energy. Next, work done is completely recoverable in conservative force. Work done is not completely recoverable in non-conservative. So force is a negative gradient of potential energy, but in non-conservative force such relations does not exist. Okay. Okay, children. That's all about today's class. Okay, write 10 one words. Okay, from page number 167 to 182, write 10 one words and write the work energy theorem. Okay, work energy theorem, page number 174. Okay, the kinetic work energy theorem and the relation between momentum and kinetic energy. Page number 174 and 175. Okay, write the equations. Okay, write it in a derivation in a classwork note. That's all about today's class. Have a nice day. Study well.